Hey y'all, it's Wednesday and welcome back to another episode with us. We are here with SnL. I'm Sherain.
And I'm Laurel.
And this episode is going to be a jam-packed episode. We have 2 Sips and Spills group chats, stories that were sent in, and one which is pretty long. So buckle up, we're going to start with that one first. For all those who don't know, the Sips and Spills group chat is where you all send in your dilemmas to us through our DMs, either Instagram or TikTok, and we share them with you.
And of course, all your dilemmas will remain anonymous. Have no fear.
Yes, our lips and eyes are sealed with regards to the sender.
And this is a gentle reminder that we are not licensed therapists,
nor are we licensed psychiatrists.
We're just 2 girls enjoying chatting and discussing everything and anything.
Don't take anything we say to heart. We're just sharing our thoughts and our views.
However, if we do see any dilemmas that need professional help,
we would send you all the details to a licensed professional locally, and for our foreign listeners, we would surely send you all a link to an online professional. Trigger warning. Am I the asshole for calling it quits and telling her kiss my black ass due to being depressed and suicidal from this relationship? For decades, I've protected my heart, causing me to not go past a certain point with a woman. In January 2023, I met someone while doing a class back at home. She reached out via text for some assistance with our class, but she did it in a very disdainful way, which irked me. Let's call her Mary. 8 months later, after the class, our conversations developed into something more. She started being a bit more down to earth, which made me more receptive of her. This was quickly followed with 6 months of what I now know was love bombing, which I fell for. From waking up to lovely good morning texts, to nightly video calls, and even the exchange of raunchy images. Her birthday came around and I decided that I'm enjoying our conversations and I would like to spend some time with her while treating her to a nice birthday. So I planned to fly her out to meet me. As the days drew closer for her arrival, my excitement grew, but her cold demeanor started rearing its head again. The text messages started decreasing. She started missing a lot of my calls and saying she was sleeping, and she started complaining about how often our check-ins were. Fast forward to our arrival day. I took time off and paid close attention to detail to ensure her stay was comfortable and well enjoyed. Needless to say, I spent some money doing so. However, as you know, sometimes no matter how well you may plan, unforeseen inconveniences may occur. And unfortunately for me, I bumped into an unforeseen inconvenience. Out of all these, the airport SkyTrain was out of service for maintenance work, leaving me to basically climb Mount Zion to get to her terminal. Luckily, I left home to meet her with enough time to cater for any issues. I got to the terminal with time to spare and was absolutely tired and fell asleep while waiting for her flight to arrive. It arrived while I was sleeping, and she walked out and didn't even notice me and passed me. She made attempts to call me for about 30 minutes, and when she finally got a hold of me, she was furious and started yelling. We eventually met up, and honestly, the meeting wasn't a pleasant one. I ordered an Uber for us to go home. She didn't understand Uber and how it works at all. She was a bit of a country bookie, but I looked at it as humility and not as something that I would be blindsided by. I took her out for a couple of times. She said it wasn't enough. My landlord and his girlfriend also took her out. There were instances where she was totally nice, and then there were instances where she was totally mean towards me. But she never displayed her mean side to my landlord and his girlfriend. There were even times when she made me wait 2 hours. There was even a time she made me wait 2 hours for her to get ready, causing us to miss the bus schedule and taking an Uber, which cost more for the hour-and-a-half destination we had. And she didn't even apologize for the inconvenience. We were intimate on the first night of our arrival, but the second night, we weren't intimate on the first night of our arrival, but the second night we were. I enjoyed it, to be quite honest. She got all dolled up for the occasion, and I appreciated the effort. It made up for the poor meeting at the airport. It was not a date of her actual birthday, and I took her to an NBA basketball game, which she really enjoyed, and I also took her shopping. I actually took her shopping several times on her stay, and what I noticed when she was shopping was that she didn't even purchase anything for me except for repurchasing toiletries to replenish what she used from my home, which I found quite demeaning. Many times I had a disagreement on the phone with someone. She would always take the person's side over mine. She would also intentionally say hurtful things to me, and when I expressed that the things that she said hurt, she would call me an egg. That one really got to me. Even if she consulted with her friends and they told her she was wrong or too harsh, she never apologized. On her day to return home, although I experienced some of her bad ways, I still wanted to be a gentleman, so I bought some flowers. To which her response was, "Why you buy me this?" Which shocked me, but I told her I felt as though she deserved it. She then asked me if after this, if I don't want to see her anymore. And what do I think of her now? Guilt tripping me and I not noticing I was playing into the hands of a female narcissist. 1 month later, I returned home to Trinidad. Before returning, our conversations reverted to being a lovely one. But as soon as I got back home, she began avoiding me. She wasn't making time for me, only excuses. When I called her out on it, she made me out to be the person to be in the wrong for this. It was clear that she was gaslighting me. Friday nights always seemed to be an issue. There was always some excuse for Friday nights specifically. I soon realized these issues mainly occurred on Fridays, minus those Fridays her monthly visitor was present, which led me to believe that she was meeting up with someone else on Fridays. My birthday came around. We had plans for her to come over. I usually go pick her up to bring her over, but this night was different. She claimed she was at home and she would come across on her own. She doesn't live far away, and what would usually take 20 minutes took 2.5 hours for her to arrive, which was very suspicious. The Friday night, she made the impression that she was at home, when really and truly she wasn't, and made up an excuse as to why she had come across by me by herself, which she eventually made an argument with me. Carnival Saturday, she told me she was going to collect her carnival costume after she told me she wasn't playing mass, which followed with absolutely no contact until Ash Wednesday. She avoided drinking punching around me because it made her expose her truths. Truths like one about the guy who drops her off by me, always liked her from since she was younger. The lies kept on going, but I was so in love I wanted to make the relationship work, so I suggested going to therapy. I paid and we attended therapy sessions. One of the questions asked in therapy was, "What does she like about me?" To which her answer was, "Do you hear how he speaks?" Highlighting my level of intelligence and education, which I found narcissistic. As a narcissist she became friends with a therapist and nothing was solved. I should sue that therapist because that was not professional. One day she asked me for money for a therapy session. I called to confirm with the therapist the following day, and to my surprise, there was no session scheduled for her. I confronted her about it and an argument blew up. I tried to end the relationship several times, but she found a way to weasel her way back into my heart and I allowed it. The relationship took a toll as it left me depressed, and depression led to suicidal thoughts. I eventually walked away from the toxic relationship. So I want to know, am I the asshole for walking away from this relationship? It honestly hurts, and I allowed a country bookie to horn an educated man like myself, making me feel less than. As much as there are men out here who are narcissists, there are women who are as well. There are some men who are here who genuinely want to fall in love and want a serious relationship, and they are met with women who come in their lives to use and abuse them. Women as well need to heal from their traumas before entering a relationship to hurt someone else. Hurt people hurt people. So it was a long one. So we're gonna dissect. Before we dissect, a little note, guys. This week we are going to put out a notice as to where y'all could directly send all your stories into. More than likely it would be on our Facebook Messenger, because a lot of people are asking, and then we got a notice saying that not everybody's stories can go through on TikTok, which is fine. So we will put up the instructions and y'all will be redirected to our Instagram, our Facebook page, to send your messages, your private messages into.
He said a lot transpired in that short time they were together. Wait, how long they were together?
This started in January 2023. So he said that it went on until Carnival. So I'm guessing Carnival 2024. So it...
Okay, in that short space of time.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he could necessarily diagnose her as a narcissist, though. I don't necessarily see narcissist. Maybe she have narcissist traits, but to diagnose her as a narcissist, I disagree with. I feel as though she just...
Oh, yeah, he did confirm that she was horning, and she was horning with a married man. Yeah.
Yikes. I don't know. You leave him a little speechless here, because I feel as though she was wrong. She was wrong in how she handled the situation. I feel as though she definitely wasn't
Fully in.
She wasn't invested in him, clearly,
Right.
right? And I think she saw an opportunity and she used the opportunity. I don't like how he kind of degraded her by keep on calling her country bookie. Like, I have a problem with that. Just because you
Something
feel
went
as though...
sour.
Yeah, but I feel as though also he's trying to put himself on a pedestal. Like, he's this great guy, and then there's somebody who is not even
Before I
on his
forgot.
level.
Oh, true. That
Right?
I got that as well. He sent in pictures
Pictures of what?
of the girl. You know what? We asked for pictures and we got pictures this time. Yeah. So he sent photos. No, we are not showing you all the photos
But what he sent me pictures for exactly?
to show us what the young lady looks like. So this is the young lady.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Now, unfortunately,
I want to dissect from like the beginning, right?
go ahead.
Like everything seemed to be going smooth and stuff, and we try to not be biased on this platform. What we don't like for the goose, we don't like for the gander, right? And what we tell the goose, we tell the gander too. If it was a woman, like one of our female friends and whatnot, when you see the red flags, try and not ignore it, if that's the case. Because continuing to ignore, this is just a general statement, continuing to ignore red flags would get you hurt most of the times, right? However, I don't necessarily think that he was all the way innocent in the scenario.
Why not?
So, okay, and it's not much. That issue in the airport, like I didn't hear him like take accountability for that sleeping thing in the airport, because I put myself in this situation. See, he's saying that, you know, she didn't know anything about Uber, so I just assuming that there's the first time she come into this country. So me particularly, if I'm coming to meet you and I reach and you're not there, I'm in a foreign area, and you are my only source of contact.
But you heard he gave a list of excuses of why he was sleeping.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So which made it seem as though, you know, as you said, you put yourself on a pedestal to make you look like the good person. Now, I'm not saying that. I'm not taking away from what the person did, you know. They are completely wrong. And I think that I don't know exactly when the relationship finished, but if I'm going off by, like, let's say the end of February, it's still a bit too soon for it to be completely healed. If you understand what I'm saying. So I understand, like, how hurt and how bitter he's coming off. Because he is coming off a little bit bitter, which is honestly understandable. You know, everybody goes through that. Everybody has that phase. Not everybody will deal with these things the same way. Right? So I honestly think that, you know, as much as, because he did mention that he's over it, I don't know him personally.
He said he's over it. Which part he said that?
What he sent a lot. Okay, so let me break it down to you.
Sure.
He sent voice notes.
Right.
So I had to put it into words, and the voice notes were a lot. They were a lot.
This doesn't sound over it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it doesn't sound over it.
If you're going through the lengths of sending something like this, you're not over it.
He said that's fine.
That's fine.
That is fine.
But you're not over it.
Yeah, you have to accept that you're not over it. It still hurts, and it is okay to still be hurt by someone that wronged you in a way like that. Because come on, we don't like when we get cheated on. Of course, we just say, man is dog, but we know that woman cheats as well.
But to add to a point you were saying, she was very hot and cold.
She was, which is so wrong.
So I'm not sure exactly why you still got caught up, especially seeing that he wasn't. It seems as though you were in and out of the country. So, like, why get caught up? Anyway, I know how love goes, and
yeah. And then
when you're in love, you're in love.
It would be hurtful, you know, for protecting your heart for so long, and then you finally let somebody in. And then, yeah, because when you do that, it's like you're giving your all now. All that you wasn't given before you're giving it. So I totally understand your pain and your hurts. And it's definitely not right for somebody to be having anyone like on a seesaw. And honestly, if someone is so hot and cold with you like that, it really actually means that they're not fully in the relationship. And if you are serious, it is safer for you to, number one, communicate, because you have to give people, well, I say give people the benefit of the doubt, but I know damn well I don't give people the benefit of the doubt. So that's not being a hypocrite. But communicate with them, and, you know, you have to tell them the time frame. You have a mental time frame for yourself. You give them the time to, you know, prove themselves, at least. And if it's still the same, you have to know it's time to, you know, exit stage left, because it's not a nice feeling, honestly. It's not a nice feeling to be hurt. It's not a nice feeling for your partner who you love to, and then it was so much. That's within a year you have to go therapy. That is too much. That is too much. A year, the first year is supposed to be blissful. Yeah.
Red flags.
Red flags. And I do agree. We
love to ignore those red flags when we're ready.
Yeah, I do agree that her becoming friends with the therapist was totally out of line.
How is that even possible?
That is not ethical, at least. I don't think it's ethical. So, yeah.
Huh.
So I am sorry that, you went through this pain and stuff, but we do have to cross the line to like nicely put her down and say, how she's a country bookie and how
You say good riddance, and that's
and
it.
that's
Keep it
it.
moving.
Keep
Try
it
to
moving.
heal from this and learn from this experience.
Yeah. Yeah. That is so true. But that's our 2 cents on it. As always, if y'all have any comments, any suggestions, let us know down in the comments. As always, we are always open to hear y'all's opinion on the scenario, and also be respectful. We try to let here be a little safe space. Yeah. Hey ladies, I was in a relationship with a guy for 5 years. We broke up last year, March 2023, because he was unfaithful. It was a messy breakup where he blocked me on all socials. He never contacted me until August of the same year. He would call unknown, then he started calling my work phone. I used to just be polite and answer him, of course. I loved him still, but I was in the process of getting over him because I met other people. After talking and talking, he asked if I can check him. Of course I did. We went to get breakfast. Now during all this, he never unblocked me, and I never asked for him to do it. Eventually, he started messaging me on Facebook Messenger. He eventually unblocked me and we started chatting on WhatsApp. During all our conversations, we both apologized for things that was said when he decided to break it off. But he kept saying how much he missed me and he knew I was a good person. Eventually, we met and started having sex. And let me tell you, it was way better than before. And we were meeting up a lot to have sex. He's still with the same person. The amount of trauma I've been through when he decided to leave, I don't know. I don't want to go through that anymore.
Same person.
Yeah. How do I remove myself from this situation? Sis, friend to friend. Sister. You were the man, and now you've made yourself an outsider man.
You are the legitimate outside woman.
Right. And if you are willing to degrade yourself, and I'm not saying that you see yourself as that, but in his eyes, it will be like, oh, she accepting this. Okay. Don't degrade yourself in a man. Please, just walk away. Because if he was sorry and he wanted you back, that situation would have been cut off and you all would have started a new leaf. And even if you all are planning on starting a new leaf, you'll have started a new leaf on a bad foot. And that is not a good way to start a relationship. I get it. Not everybody perfect. I get it. But this is where you need to put those big girl panties on and don't let the sex cloud your judgment. Because that is what others do, Just cloud your judgment. Pull up them big girl panties. Secure your weight and know your weight. And walk away with grace. What do you have to say?
So this is a perfect example of being stigmatized.
Oh yeah.
The sex is good and you're enjoying it. I don't know what else you're getting from the the situationship, right? Just adding to what Sherain said, he blocked you.
Oh God, yeah.
Right? He blocked you and then he reaching out on other platforms. That was a means to control how you access or if you have any access to him, right? He give you a little breadcrumbs by allowing you to now talk on WhatsApp. Don't get too excited. Relax. Clearly, he wants to be with that other person because you're on the side and he's going to have this person as the main person. I do not think you should necessarily stick around if that's what you want to do, and you could handle that situation of being the outside person. That is your business. But if you're looking for anything more, I don't think this is the place to be, because now that he has opened this situation, I think in your mind, if ever you all do decide to make things work, you'll be wondering if this is what he's doing to you as well. So it's again. So what? Once a cheater, always a cheater. That's how it goes. I believe people could change. But in this situation, you are seeing signs that he has not changed.
Yeah.
So I don't think you should continue, but you were asking how to leave. And girl, honestly, sometimes that is the hardest part. I think when you reach your end, you just walk away. You just do it. What happened?
I think just remember the times. Remember the times. Right?
What song is that? Oh, you made it up?
No, that's a Michael Jackson. Remember the time.
Oh, that's.
And he fell in love.
I'm hearing it now, but when you were saying it, it was like, what is that?
But not the when we fell in love. I'm just saying, remember the times. Like, remember the time when he cheated on you, you confront him, and he broke up with you and blocked you everywhere. Remember that? Do you remember that?
I go to say he's an asshole. But
right? Remember that? Do you remember that?
Be respectful, Laurel. Be respectful.
Like, that I would be that friend. Do you remember that? Honestly, I'm not necessarily the friend they come and tell, you know what he do me? No, because I am going, Laurel could tell you, I'm going to remember forever. So do my friend nothing. So do my friends nothing bad. I will remember, right? I am here. I am here to tell you, remember that time. Just sit down and tell yourself, and you had the audacity
reflect
now.
on that hurt and try to
ask yourself,
get the courage.
You have the audacity now. After you wrong me, play wrong and strong, block me, and then call me from unknown numbers, stalking me, because it's stalking, on my job, ringing on my office phone.
Like, if you really want it back.
Without unblocking me from socials. And then revert me to Facebook Messenger. I honestly find reverting to Facebook Messenger is degrading.
Who does message?
Who does use that now?
It has people, apparently.
Listen. Just ask yourself this. Say, who's Sister girl? He really... Nah, he okay.
Yeah.
He okay in head?
But you want to know how to leave.
Well, that is how I would leave. I just remember. No, I don't like to feel... No, I just get embarrassed.
First of all, you have to stop having sex with him, because
period.
That's, girl. You're gonna just keep remembering that good time, that sweet moment, and you'll be stuck. So
that's
stop having sex with him, and then I think everything else will just flow.
Yeah. Find something that you like. Hell, and if you need to go to the most extreme, change your number. It's $50 for some card.
I don't like changing my number.
I know, but I love it.
I want my
change your number. It's
$50.
$50. Just change your number.
You will find her on her workplace,
which is so sad. Tell the security he's talking here.
But what I was going to say is, she said that it had other people that was interested in her.
Give them a chance.
Those other people?
But you see, the next thing is, I'm saying, give them a chance. But it kind of like unfair to them as well because she's still
still
in
caught
love
up.
with yeah. So she needs to work on herself. This is your time. Get to know you again. Find a hobby. Find something that you like
And
to
heal
do.
from this.
Yeah, you definitely need to heal because this ain't it. And tell yourself to. The next thing, remind yourself. Sit down and say, I really went from main to side, boy. Tell you why. All that. Just sit down with yourself, You don't have to cry. Don't cry, Just sit down and be like, what? Watch yourself in the mirror and say, you really do this, girl? Or, well, for me, that was like, nah, girl. This is you? Nah.
That is big for you.
It's been bad. The hardest person for me to forgive is myself. And if I don't sit down and do that, I'll take longer and longer and longer to forgive myself. To still,
Well, you could try that method.
That's the harsh method. Yeah. Sometimes just have to quarrel with yourself, because yourself does know. Yes, it's yourself. Self answer, yeah. What shit you want, girl? I don't know. This is real shit. We not accustomed to this. Yes, we not accustomed. We better than yes. We better than this. And get up and walk. Self does answer self,
Yeah, you know what you have to do, girl.
Yeah,
It's gonna be hard, but we have faith.
We have faith.
You're gonna
The
get
fact-
through this, and he
like-
is not the last. Don't ever
Yeah.
think that he's the last. Right?
As Laurel
I get it.
always says,
I get
like,
it. Believe me,
you
I
have
get
the
it.
strength to send any message and even question it, which means that somewhere in you knows that this is wrong. So you'll have the strength to do the right thing. That's the first step, actually, accepting that, this is not something that's good for you. Because she did say how to get out of this. Put on them walking shoes and walk, girl. Walk.
And just don't look back.
Don't look back. Don't do it.
No contact.
No contact. That no
Actually,
contact is be hard enough.
You block him.
Psh,
Everything
period.
I just
Yeah. Be best friends with your block knob. It's okay. Sometimes it's good. It's a good detox. It's a go through the lesson, Oh, block.
I feel as though she didn't block him because she have hope. And
That's the reason why something.
forget it.
Just block.
Because
Blockity block. See how peaceful that sounds? Blockity block. It'll bring you peace if you just block. Blockity block.
what is
block.
happening? What is happening? What are you doing?
Yeah, that's how it is going. Ooh, it's time for block.
Trying to think of different ways.
She needs to do it.
Yeah, just keep yourself occupied.
Yeah.
Make sure you're busy right through.
Facts.
Don't worry, you'll get through it.
You would. You definitely.
But just also don't think about it as do you want this for yourself again? Is this what you want for your life? You want to be in this situation again? No. No.
No. You don't want to be in this situation again. You don't want to. Can't wait. Just run. Matter of fact, join a club. Start doing running.
Start what?
Start doing running in a club.
Oh, like me?
Go on real 5Ks and things.
Yeah.
So train yourself.
Yeah.
Do running.
Just be
Just
focus on that alone.
run.
Or find whatever
suits you.
Yeah, because I feel as though next thing that's torture for the girl.
True.
Find something that you love and just focus on that.
Okay, and we are jumping right into our reactions part of the video. We have some videos that we came across on socials. So let's see.
Today's lunch is a dive into the world of local cuisine with a famous dish, sweet and sour cow vagina. The seemingly obscure, dark mass on my plate is a transformation into a meal. The first step is a thorough cleaning, scrubbing away with salt to remove any surface impurities. And of course, shaving off any remaining hairs for that perfect clean bite. Once it's sparkling white, it's time to add the zest of ginger and lemon.
No, sir!
For the sweet and sour flavor we're aiming for. A quick blanch in boiling water prepares.
Somebody call the gynecologist!
By local beets to enrich the dish with that signature tangy sweetness. Coconut water and a mix of spices are then introduced to the mix, kicking off the slow cook that will meld these diverse flavors together. After a 2-hour simmer, the transformation is complete. Sliced thin and dipped in a delicious sauce, the food is ready to be enjoyed. Judging by the look of satisfaction on the diner's face, it's clear this dish is a hit, proving that sometimes the most satisfying flavors come from the most unexpected places.
Oh God.
My thing is, we eating everything from the cow already, right? How we reach to the cow pum pum? How?
I don't wonder.
How?
I don't wonder.
How we reach there? Who was the person say? I wonder how that tastes.
Oh, no. No, see.
How that even? Oh my goodness. Yeah.
What? My question is why?
You know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about like on Sesame Street where they had this segment, will you eat it?
No, I will not. You see when they put the red thing on it?
Yeah.
This is what I get for doing that to you last.
You're welcome. Gross.
Gross.
The whole process of the cleaning. Oh my God. No.
Oh my goodness.
Whoever thought that was a good idea, you're wicked.
Sinister. They are sinister. I think you're right up there with being a serial killer. Yeah.
What would you rate your outfit from 1 through 10 today?
I'm gonna call it a 7. I'm not even gonna lie, this is Amazon. Like, I don't fuck around. I will wear Fendi and Amazon together.
You mix it
I don't.
up.
Yeah, I mix it all up. I didn't shower today.
You didn't shower since yesterday?
Yeah.
Where you coming from?
I actually just moved down here from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I got divorced after meeting a young man on the street in 2022 after the pandemic, who was 20 years younger than me. Yeah, it's a story. Within 1 week, I had to tell my husband of 17 years, I'm in love. I saw 3 dudes, they were vibing. I said, do you play Fortnite? We exchanged Instagrams. We talked, he lived 3 blocks away from me. Come from very different worlds and whatnot. But we got a piece of pizza and like the rest was history.
That ain't some good pizza.
The pizza was fun, and then I just saw the way he was looking at me and I said, do you want to kiss me? 1 week later, because I couldn't go sneaking around, I had to sit down with my husband of 17 years and say,
I am so confused from the clothes, the fashion statement. Like I honestly think nothing wrong with what's going on with her. in terms of her dress code, the showering part again.
It's everything after that. After he
And
asked about
then-
the clothes, was like everything.
Yeah, everything after
The
that was like,
offload. Was she looking for a friend? She was looking for somebody to talk to.
it was like you find somebody, you know, and all the things you wanted to talk about is like, oh, this is the first person I get to spill all my tea. Oh my God, you know how long I wanted to tell somebody about this? I have no friends. Well, let me talk to
That's
this
what
guy.
it was. But then I'm like, is everything okay with her? Because I find she moving too irrational. How do you leave your husband of 17 years for somebody that you met in
A few days ago.
yeah. Like she just
No, isn't that somebody who she met in 2022?
right, but she met him in 2022. However, she only had met him for a week before she told the husband
Right.
that she's leaving him for this person.
Right. You know what? You know, I commend you. Because rather you
That's-
leave the husband than warn the husband.
Okay, all right. Well, I see your point there, but I feel as though everything is not okay. You're
Everything
too irrational.
is everything all right upstairs? You know, everything seems
I don't think so.
upstairs seems to be, you know,
I don't think so. Cause
the elevator doesn't
I
seem
feel
like
the,
it's going up. But
I feel the host, he probably was like, the interviewer, he was probably like, wait,
What?
I just asking you about
About
your
your
outfit.
clothes,
How
like,
we reach
what?
there?
how did I even get into this situation? Like 1 and 1 equals not this.
Yeah. And he's a little bit speechless though.
It really does.
I really want to know what she ended up telling her husband though. Like, how do you explain this to him? How you sit him down and say, I'm leaving you for somebody I met after a week. How does that work? Okay, on to the next.
On to the next.
A lot of people don't like my perspective as far as Cassie goes, but she filed a lawsuit against him and he was so quick to settle. I knew then he really does genuinely feel sorry for what he did.
I remember you. Aren't you that lady that got pregnant by that married man? And you were like, leave your wife for me and this baby. And he said, funky hell, I'm not leaving my wife. Your pussy's dry and used, and now your son is illegitimate. And so you said, okay, well then terminate your parental rights. And I don't know if he did or not. I can't remember. Your story's too messy for me to keep up. But then after all that, you faked your death. And then you just pop back up like nothing had happened. Why would we listen to you?
Like, it was a lot there too.
You just keep getting like like it was like bam.
And then she faked her own death.
That
What's happening? Is it that there's more mad people outside?
well clearly.
Like, and then you have the audacity to be commenting on somebody else's situation. You'll just stay quiet in a corner.
Stay quiet.
Stay quiet.
Hush your mouth.
Well, how that saying does go with the cocoa?
When you have cocoa in the sun, you don't go and bother anybody else. Seep out your damn cocoa.
Exactly.
Don't mind somebody else cocoa.
Mind your
Mind
business.
your business. Last one up on the docket. Look at the card.
Is that what
So
doctors be thinking?
So remember a few weeks ago there was a whole topic floating around about if you would choose to be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear. Like, I didn't put my 2 cents in then, but you know, like, I knew my answer. There are men like that out there. Imagine that. That's it. That's someone who's a doctor, who you're supposed to be. You have no choice actually, to hopefully feel safe in their hands to take care of you.
Is he a real doctor?
And with that being said, I choose the bear. Excuse me. The thing about it is you saw it fit to post that onto a social platform. Huh? Now I came across that video. And I came across that video because it was a stitch. Right? Enough people stitched your video. Right? Do you not think that your bosses would have seen this video by now? Is that something that could let them lose their
I was
their
thinking he
license to
probably be
practice?
suspended. I don't necessarily think. I don't know. I'm assuming that it could lead to suspension or some sort of disciplinary action.
Yeah, but if a predator, meaning child child, you know, that, right? If they have stipulations as to, you know, they can't come into certain contacts with school after they serve their time in jail,
All right.
you know, they can't come in certain distance of schools, they cannot live in certain areas, they cannot go to parks, it has so much thing. What's the difference between that and this? Is it that he didn't see or admit that
He carried out an act.
he carried out an act? Huh?
It's really disturbing to think if he's actually a real doctor, because you're supposed to trust these people. You're supposed to be comfortable.
This is what I'm saying.
And
Because and it's not only that you have to trust, because it have an episode in Law and Order SVU when there was a girl who was on life support, and she was on life support for years, and when they were doing their checkups at a certain point in time, they realized that she was pregnant. You know the episode I'm talking about, right? And this so reminded me of that particular thing. Now some people, now she would have entered the hospital already not knowing her senses. So not only that, you know, you have to feel as though you could trust these people. Sometimes you are forced to be you have no other choice but to, your relatives have no other choice but to trust you, because you're not in your own mind, you're not even responsive.
yeah, your life is basically in their hands.
In their hands, and you can't even feel safe with a doctor who's supposed to be helping save your life, and while saving your life,
I just always wonder what is good through all the gynecologists' minds, though.
Girl, don't get me frightened here to say.
Because, you know, now you have full access. Yeah.
Anyway,
Never thought about that one, huh?
I grew up seeing, like, my mom never went by a gyno by herself. She always had someone, and my visits, I never went. I think that's where I got it from. Never going by myself. I think all my visits, if not with my mom, you went with me. And I think, like, yes, anything can happen, but that's the next reason I go with someone, though. Like, I think it's just because
I have
grew up
gone by
seeing-
myself, though, because I feel as though I've developed a level of trust for
Yeah, yeah.
for our doctor. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah. I have a level of trust as well for our
yeah.
doctor. But it is what it is. You just have to actually pray. Like, and anyway, Monkey does know which tree to climb because sometimes silver does look good on me. I like gold, but sometimes, I don't mind rocking a little silver bracelet
Bracelets.
if you try me.
Yabba 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 do.
Pause. We just coming to tell y'all to subscribe to the channel.
Please and thank you.
Yeah.
Do it now. Don't stick.
Bye.
So moving on to story time. After 3.5 years, I realized it's not my kid, it's my husband.
Huh?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
After
3.5 years, I realized it's not my kid, it's my husband.
Okay.
I am a full-time stay-at-home mom, not by choice. We moved 3 times in 1 year and spent the last 2 years renovating our home. Again, not by choice. My days went from being 24 hours long to 16 hours long after 3.5 years. My kid gets 1 hour of screen time a week. I make all her meals from scratch. I have no village. This weekend, my husband went out of town on a boys' trip. My mom called and asked how I was doing with the extra work. And I've come to find that with my husband gone, my day's actually easier. The only difference is that my kid doesn't have someone to play with during the 45 minutes while I make dinner. That's literally it. I also have to cook 1 less meal because kiddo and I eat the same thing, but my husband always, in caps, requests something different. So without him, the only difference is that I save time by only making 1 dish for dinner. Last night he mentioned that he's been watching our kid extra the last 2 weekends so I could have time for myself as a special treat for Mother's Day and my birthday.
What?
Buddy, she says, buddy, that's not doing anything extra. That's being a parent. And 45 minutes of playtime a day does not make you a parent. I used to think I was wildly unhappy because of the constant demands from motherhood. But it turns out I am much happier doing this by myself. I thought my child was the reason I was struggling, but it turns out it's my husband. Yes.
Like we spoke about this and we didn't talk about that. I think we kind of agree that we may not have touched on it. But based on this topic, there has been a very hot topic that upset a lot of women over on Trini/Caribbean TikTok. Where a man, decided that he was going to express himself and saying that long are the days that women aspire to be wives and mothers. He didn't say anything else, because if he wanted to say something else with it, you would have, but you specified being mothers and wives. In this case, this lady, she has a career.
Well, I don't know if she have a career anymore. She seems like she's a stay-at-home mom now. I don't know if she's necessarily working from home or just fully
stay-at-home mom. Now, I'm not saying that this is every woman who decides that they don't want a child reason, but here is your
case in point.
Sometimes it's not everyone. It is not everyone. For those who like to hustle in the comments without listening before typing. But in some cases, women are not only wives, but they are also an ex parent for their husband. In this case, that's what it is,
Yeah, I was.
which made it stressful.
And people don't realize how, I'm sure, like, he probably not realizing how demanding and how stressful he is because because he was like, oh, I watching the kid extra time. Like, this is their kid. What are you talking about watching extra time? And also requesting a separate meal. No, the thing is, right, I feel as though some men get carried away by the fact that she's a stay-at-home mom, thinking, okay, I'm the one out there bringing in the money and I'm the one actually have to leave the house and dealing with all the stresses of life. But she as well is
Look, he
under a
couldn't
lot
even
of
do her
stress.
job. He couldn't even do what she did because look, he's saying that he gifted her
With
with extra time. You can even take 2 weeks of watching your own kid, your own child, a child that in the scenario that has social media and an uproar saying that men does want their children. Please explain to me, this seems like somebody who wanted a child, or he just wanted somebody to carry on his name, because carrying on your name and being able to say I have a child is one thing, but it's a different thing to being a father. Not every husband is a father.
Facts.
Right?
Facts. But kill him that he probably pulling down all the rules.
It's not an easy road that, I don't have any kids, and I see how my friends who have kids, my aunts, my cousins, I see
It's a lot of work, guys.
it is a lot of work.
And funny enough, some people who in single parents situations as myself might looking at her and be like, oh my God, the grass is green on her side. Whereas now she's saying, no, it's actually easier if he's not around.
Which goes back to saying, I think we covered this some episodes ago, some people are married, but they are still a single parent.
Facts. I know a few people who are married and they were saying the same thing.
So
I'm in a single parent marriage, basically. So
that is really, really sad. And the audacity. Imagine you are more at peace when he's not around. That is so sad.
because he's supposed to be like relieving you of some sort of stress, at least, Like,
No, he's going to say, I bring in home the money.
and that's her duties.
And that's her duties, yeah. Never would they say, if we decide to switch lives for one day, either of us may not be able to do what the other is doing. Which should actually put respect for both of you all to respect each other's parts, roles you're playing within the house, not looking down at one and saying, well, she just home. You don't know the half of it.
Mm-hmm.
And she does not know the half of it.
Extra time, I think he probably getting an idea, but just too.
Yeah, but you have the audacity to even, and that was for Mother's Day and her birthday. You go on our next weekend to repay yourself for her to. You don't give her any time
on a whole boys trip.
You didn't give her any time. You lent her some. This was a shift exchange. This was a shift exchange. You didn't give her any time.
It's very sad. And please stop cooking the extra meal. Like, oh God. Like, okay. Here's what. I could understand one-off occasions where you cook extra meals. Because I've done it before. I've done it.
What do you mean, cook extra meals?
Cook separate meals. Like, you didn't want something, I cook something else. I've done that before. Right? But the part where she says always, like, oh gosh. She don't have the kid right through. 2 years. Wait, how old the child is? She didn't say how old the child.
myself cooking an extra meal.
Yeah. I've done that. You didn't want that. I did something separate. What you wanted, cater to you. My thing is that is not. It shouldn't be all the time. It should be a one-off situation. 2 times, but always nah.
The only way I could see myself doing that sort of thing, me personally, is if I was Desmond. Christy, man, if I was
If
a
you were
chef, yeah,
and you enjoy cooking, right?
and I
True?
enjoy this thing, yeah. But I'm sure there's many other ways to cater to you. But I capable of doing. So you're not even saying that. Let me just talk about it. Cooking is a stressful thing, eh? If you well, I shouldn't say it's stressful. Tiring. It's not stressful. It's tiring. And it depends on if it is you like to be in the kitchen. I personally don't like to be in the kitchen. However, I like my food to taste good. Right? So I try to make things very quick with how I move in the kitchen. So let me say I'm making a Sunday lunch. You know, we Caribbean people. I doing rice, vegetable rice. I doing 2 pies.
Put a finger down if you've ever been operating on someone and you look down at them and you think, damn, they look so...
Corn pie. We doing a lasagna. Right? We do peas. We do salad. And we do pork. We discuss the meal. And you tell me you feeling for Alfredo pasta. Hey. Hey. So where's the appreciation, yeah? Where's the appreciation?
So if it is that there was a discussion beforehand that they wanted chicken Alfredo, but you feeling for corn pie,
honey, boo boo.
What
if
will
you
you go in
couldn't
with?
tell me from the night before, babe, I'm not feeling for that. I
just
feeling
feeling
for
for chicken Alfredo?
Hello,
Okay, well then.
whole house eating chicken Alfredo.
But next thing the child don't want chicken Alfredo.
Listen to me. Plenty people would disagree with me. What's up?
Well, next thing is vice versa.
Vice versa with what?
The child wants chicken Alfredo and the husband wants the
Anyhow
pie.
you take it.
We're going to make.
Anyhow you take it. Right? I didn't grow up so. And I turned out fine, you know. You have options for certain things. But when it comes to me who have a full-time job that I want to do, matter of fact, it's a necessity because let me just be real, things are getting sticky out here, right? Depending on if it is you coming through with a millionaire man and he decide to say, baby, you stay home, you relax. I will, take care of everything out of my pay. I giving you this amount, how much you want to say, figure. If you have that kind of bliss, fine by you. But if it's a regular, schmegular, working woman, career driven, nobody saying no, because it could be whole. Right? Everybody has to know their own thing. Mm-hmm. Right now, one salary alone can't even really and truly qualify, dependent, and we're talking about the middle class. Right? Sometimes only one salary cannot even go for a house right now. So you need to appreciate that you need to appreciate that the woman have a job and they could come together and bring all the finances together to get a house. Right? Let me talk about that. So you have to be happy that your woman working. And then remember plenty people saying, plenty men saying how, women need to come in for the money and whatever. Fine enough. All that fine, but remember the woman, you're basically saying why she has her own money. Fine, we have our own money. Talking for the both of us here, we have our own things. Right? We have yes. Right? And We could still sit down here and say things hard. You know?
Facts.
It's hard. It's hard out here. It's hard. Right? For me to finish, work a 9 to 5. On top of the work, deal with the humans on work. Let me bring in that factor. Let me bring in the next factor of the idiots driving on the road, because I have no patience. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
Let me say you work in tongue. You had to you work in tongue and you coming south. You had to battle yourself in the traffic to reach home. For when you reach home, your man tell you, baby, I want Alfredo. I want chicken Alfredo. And then your child watch up to you and say, Mama, fries and nuggets?
If it's like that, I would do the fries and nuggets and the Alfredo though. I'm telling you, that's easy meal there. If it was something else, I'm not doing it. But that is so easy. Like,
what I'm saying is, we just talking about I just calling a meal out. But I'm saying, what I'm saying is, taking everything of the day of the woman who's working, who coming home and doing all these things. She said she had to cook. Hell, she might have to clean up after the child. Let me say, is a toddler. She still had to bathe the child. She had to mentally prepare for herself for work. Most women going to work and coming home to work. They don't have a rest time. They just sleep and get up. And that is what's expected. So if you want to do that, that is you, you know. That is you. But I have seen one woman run herself like that and end up in the hospital. Let us be real. That is overworking you. That is overworking.
it is true.
If that is the case, let us be a little. Oh gosh, you know what can I accept if it is I doing 2 meals? Here one and there. No. Fix the Alfredo now. We have air fryer now, eh? We have air fryers now. I go through the fries and the thing in the air fryer. You do the Alfredo for me now. I taking that.
Yeah.
I taking that. No problem. Thanks, babe. Thanks. I taking that. I give kudos to those women who, especially when you have a taxing job that sometimes your career don't even stop after your office work. You're home and you're still working. You're still working. You're coming down in it. You're spending about an hour and a half in traffic on the highway. When you reach home, the first sit, you sat. The first sit, you sat. And you exhale. Alfredo, babe. I'm sorry. I sure to have people out here who will tell me that why she's single. I just stating the facts.
It's hard. It
is hard. I'm not
being
going
a
to
woman,
say,
being a mother, being a wife.
It is hard. And I think as much as we could be willing, you asked my question earlier if I wouldn't make something different. Honestly, I don't think I would definitely mind, you know. I don't think I would mind. I think it depends on the support system that you have with your partner. The understanding of your partner. And because in this case, because I was judging from this case,
right,
doesn't seem like it have any kind of assistance. You just think, you know, I go home, I bring home the money, and
she have everything to do.
She have everything to do. When does not, it's not the reality. It's not the reality. And she's still a stay-at-home mom. What about the other working moms?
Yep.
I don't think anything is wrong in saying Babe, it's too you have to make tonight. You don't want that? No. It's too. Alright, I'll come now. You know what? I don't even mind. I don't even mind if you can't cook now. If you come downstairs and you just sit with me while I cooking, accepting that. If you say, well, when you finish cook, I will wash the waves. I accepting that. I accepting that. That I think that is where I'm coming from. I don't mind it, but one hand definitely don't clap.
I feel you on that.
That's my take on it. That's my take on it. That's my take on it. Free time. This one is actually from the girls' bathroom. If y'all have been here, y'all know I am a fan. And this story really caught me. So my boyfriend keeps stealing money from my purse. My boyfriend hasn't been the best at money. He had debts and was a gambler. When we first met, I was young and naive, but now I'm older and wiser and a self-employed girlie in the beauty industry. I started noticing that when I go to the shops, I would think I have $100 in my purse, and when I opened it, I realized I only had $50. I thought it was me, just being absent-minded, but this continued happening. I started to wonder if I was going crazy. I live with my boyfriend and I only. So before bed, I started checking how much money I had in my purse and realized that the next day, money had been missing. I even started monitoring where I put my purse at night in a specific way just to see if it had been moved, and the next day I would discover that it indeed had. With this problem, I honestly am scared for what our future would look like financially. I confronted him, and he was upset at first, basically telling me how I would think that he would steal from me, and then eventually saying that yes, he did, and that he would pay me back. It has been months, and he hasn't paid me back. I am honestly scared for what our future would look like.
You going ahead or me?
You gonna?
So, what future? That's what I want to ask. What future? Unless he gets some sort of treatment for his issues, is he gambling still? Unless he gets, but it seems so, because if you have to steal, what else he using the money for, right?
Getting on a Carol Piper.
Exactly. So I don't think you should even be thinking about the future. I think you should be thinking about now and helping him get
some
through
help.
this. Yeah, get through this problem that he has. Like, gambling is a serious addiction that people that, like, you know, they overlook sometimes. You know, they're probably thinking, okay, you know, it's something that easy to get out, and people are losing their houses, their cars, selling. It come like drugs. They're selling whatever around them just to be able to go and gamble. And yes, maybe sometimes he comes out profitable, and then majority times clearly he's losing. But that high, he keeps looking for that high that he gets in from winning. And if you continue with him, I don't think you'll have a future, because you would now have to spend the rest of your life trying to pay off his debt. And that is not fair to you, because you're trying to build a future.
And the next thing you paying off his debt, and then you end up taking a loan to pay off his debt, and then now you in debt.
Or you could become collateral. You could just go extreme now.
Yeah,
collateral damage and end up dying. I don't know. I'm just being, you know.
God forbid.
Let's go to the worst case scenario.
He's owing a loan shark.
Exactly.
They would come for whoever.
So, know what you're doing. Try to get him some help if he's willing to get help. At least he was able to admit to actually steal. And I know some people is like to go down, they're going down to the end. Unless you have tapes or evidence that showing that they steal it, they're going to be like, no, we never do it. Never do it. They never do it. We know people who we know people who have issues with the gambling, and they're going
I
down
don't know
to the
nobody.
end.
I don't know
They're
nobody.
going on the end, saying that they didn't do it until they show up and work.
I don't know nobody.
You understand? So I feel as though that's the only thing I could suggest, getting him the help, and hopefully he's willing to get the help. It's not going to be an easy road because, like I said, gambling addiction is a really, really hard one to kick.
Agreed. I don't even know what to say. I'm so lost for words. I can't get over a boyfriend stealing money from a place. Gross. Gross. That's a gross statement to even have to leave your lips. Last story of the day. Am I the asshole for spending my son's university fund on a trip to Europe to drink beer like I always threatened instead of giving it to his stepbrother after he passed away? My son was smarter than me. I almost requested a paternity test because he was so damn intelligent. That is a joke. My ex and I divorced when he was 12. She remarried when he was 14. I did when he was 16. I had a RESP set up for him. That's an educational fund in Canada. As long as he went for post-secondary education, he could use the money for anything. I always told him I was okay with him not going to university. That way, I could use the money I had saved up for him to go to Belgium and buy some beer from monks that only allow you to buy one case. I knew I was joking, and he always played along. He wouldn't let me get his goat. When he got accepted to McGill, it was the proudest moment of my life. I took him out for a beer to celebrate his achievement and mourn the loss of my trip to Europe. My son was struck and killed by a drunk driver in March. I'm dealing with it. My ex is dealing with it. My wife has been nothing but my rock in this. She's holding me up. I was dealing with the funeral arrangements and everything when my ex came to talk to me about his money. She knew he had a scholarship and was just going to use the money for living expenses and an emergency fund. She asked me what I was going to do with it. I said I was going to do what I always said I would. I was going to Europe to drink beer. She asked if she could have it for her stepson. I thought about it and said no. Her husband is a decent enough person, but he made it clear that he wasn't responsible for any expenses for my son, beyond food and shelter and stuff, obviously. Like I said, he's decent. I said I was not going to do that. I was going to drink beer in my son's honor. She says I'm wasting thousands of dollars, and I guess I am. I have to give back the government portion of the fund, but I don't care. My ex thinks I'm being stupid and irresponsible wasting my son's money like this. My son would laugh his ass off if he knew I actually did it. Am I the asshole?
First of all, no, you're not the asshole. Second of all, who started the saving plan? Who was paying for the saving plan?
Yeah.
Exactly. So I don't think that your stepson. Wait, would you call that your stepson? That's not your stepson. That's the woman's child.
No,
That's his wife's child.
I'm thinking it's probably because she remarried. So
Right,
it could
so-
probably be. She's saying it's he's saying it's her stepson. So it's probably her husband's son, but he
I
came
don't
into.
want to think it's quite there. It's quite there. It's not even her
It's not even her
child.
biological child.
Why you even asking this question? You're not the asshole.
I don't think you're the asshole.
Like,
I think
Yes.
it was very brazy of her to even come and ask you that question in the first place. Especially knowing that, you know, your new husband didn't want to take care of, you know, your child and all. So for you, in terms of with certain things, like, he didn't care for all that. So for you to now come and say, you know, it means that you was marking this money. From the time you left that relationship, that money was no longer your business.
mm-hmm.
If that was the case and you know how good the plan was, why they didn't start on their own? What he
Because they was
do?
banking on that.
What? Yeah. Now I have so much questions. Who really killed your son? You know, my mind is run.
Oh,
So I have questions now. Who really killed your son?
what? You reached there.
Me, just a question.
No, but
It's sad.
he's not the asshole.
I don't
I don't
think
even
he's the
know why
asshole.
he even questioned himself.
I think he questioned it because he knows to drink alcohol, but it's your money at this point in time. It's your money,
Exactly.
so you do. It's just what you please. So it's not her place to even come and ask you about that. But she wasn't doing anything. She was not.
Now, if she puts,
Wait a
now
minute.
if she did put
That's-
money into the savings
I'm not
plan,
going to say that. It doesn't even sound like he started that educational fund when they were married.
now that's where I was going to say, if it is that she was putting money into it, I could understand why she'll be pissed
But it doesn't seem that way.
about well, there's two sides to the story.
True.
But that's the only way, because I can't see why she feels comfortable coming and asking for something that didn't belong to her in the first place.
Audacity?
Like, yeah.
What do you mean you don't understand?
I don't understand. I can't relate. I can't relate to that.
I can't relate to it personally, but I think we've sat here long enough and seen a lot of stories, and audacity is one that seems to be clear in a lot of them. So I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. I even do it. I know you gonna do it. But there are people out here
No.
who damn well doing it.
That's real. All the time, man.
All the time, and it's right. It is right. We have watched the Ultimatum reunion.
South Africa.
South Africa. I think there was a lot of questions that
Where to start.
I think the host didn't ask. I think some people needed to be held more accountable for some of their actions on that stage. Example, Kenya.
Kenya.
Yeah, she said sorry or whatnot, but I think her apology, to me, from where I'm sitting, her apology only seemed to come forward because of the backlash she was getting on social media. And let's be for real, when they go on these shows, you know, it is a gateway for some. If they line themselves up right, it's a gateway for some of them to have other opportunities. And she definitely made herself look. There was a lot of things. Her attitude was terrible. She body shamed. She was degrading. And they sat on that stage. And what's your man name?
I'm trying to remember his name.
He, right? He had the audacity to sit down there and say, you know, that's not the Kanye. He never see that Kanye before. And I find it was so
hard to believe, right?
hard to believe, because him himself, while they were filming, said that, yeah, that's how she just behave. Nobody believes
And
me.
then why the mother
Exactly. Your mother and all.
have issues.
Yeah, you had to convince your mother that about all the good. right? So, yeah, toxic ways on the show that started to glare, no, but you see now, all they deserve each other. All they deserve each other.
I was actually shocked that they even stayed together after that they promise ring situation. I was very shocked that they stayed together and have a child.
Well, I don't know if my calculation, she probably, who knows, she probably got pregnant on the show.
Child is what, 3 months?
Possible.
What I was also shocked about was Lebo and Nola.
What you were shocked about?
I was shocked that they got back together. But you know what? I shouldn't be because
I wasn't shocked.
I feel as though he is such a master manipulator. And she was very much in love with him.
Yeah, that's why I said
I shouldn't be shocked, but I just thought after dealing with so much embarrassment on national TV that
I don't think
she
this is the
wouldn't
first
have
time he cheats,
necessarily.
though.
Yeah, but this is on national TV. So, and you was blatantly lying, like
if it don't have cameras.
exactly, and then
Disgusting.
it was just I'm glad that she broke up with him. I just was very shocked that she also did it on national TV. Was not expecting that.
I wasn't expecting it either.
And yet the rest of the cast was like,
What?
they clapped.
Like this fella, he was like, what just happened?
Was he sleeping?
He looked like he was. To me, I don't know. This is Scissor and Lindy Lee. Right? I don't know if it was only me, but they seemed so disconnected.
Yeah.
You felt the same way?
I find so, and I felt as though she was putting on a show like, we're so
Yeah.
happy. We're so happy.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about her.
Yeah. Clearly, for them, you saw the clips that they run back. Clearly, we are not the only people that felt the same way. Like that. I honestly find the laughing was annoying.
At first, I thought it was cute, and then when I realized you laughing at every single thing every second, I was like, no, this is not a genuine laugh. Like, what is happening?
She did say she was laughed. She laughs when she's nervous.
Yeah, whatever. It was too much to handle, but he clearly was not there. He was somewhere else. He was like, what? Wait, what just happened?
Yeah. One person I really liked seeing on the show was Genesis. On the reunion, Genesis. I liked. You see him?
Growth.
I saw a lot of growth, and I liked that he said what he said to Nola. Now, I honestly find that, not all the time men hold men accountable.
Right.
They may not agree with what their partner do, but they may not say something, and silence is also saying something, right? And I like that, although he seemed like he was crying, right? I was a
master manipulator.
I like that Genesis didn't let that cloud him in seeing what he had to see. He held them accountable and told them, you have to learn from this and move on. I like that he didn't tell him that, go back with Lebo. I like that as well, because to me, he caused her enough pain.
And Lebo honestly deserve way better.
Way better. And what made me even more irritated with Nola, when he came back from that cry, a still saying quote unquote cry, he had the audacity to sit down there and then try to spin it to paint a picture of like if Lebo was cheating on him with Isaac. Like, I'm so happy everybody caught on to that and shut him down immediately. I'm so happy.
What I did not like was the fact that she was having conversations to Isaac about their relationship.
Yeah. Definitely.
I feel as though that shouldn't have happened, but I guess she was just looking for somebody who was familiar with the situation
I think she as well, like the last time we spoke, we said that, I feel as though Eden was cheated out of a chance, and so was Genesis. I think we would have seen a different side to them, or if they were matched with someone else. I think,
Let me tell you guys, I did not like Isaac from the beginning of the show. You see the reunion? I love Isaac. Like, I saw a different side to him. I honestly thought he was like a little bit, he showed narcissistic traits and the way how he carried himself and get on, and could not stand him, but he was composed, he was happy.
Let me not say I like him, because he's still not like a favorite of mine, but I appreciated how he was
especially how he was with Ruth. You know,
very respectful.
They went through what they went through in the experiment, and he was still able to be respectful of that situation. He learned from it.
So did she.
But everybody looked different. But I was like trying to. I seen these people and I was like, "Who's you?"
I find Scissor looked nice.
Scissor looked nice.
I actually find
did not.
Kanye look nice.
I guess.
And that's just me taking away from the personality.
I guess. She just looks screw up all the time, so it's hard to like.
Oh yeah.
Like, at a point in time, her partner was like smiling at her because she apologized, and she's just there beast face, and he just like wiped the smile off his face because he realized like she's not smiling. Because he I think he probably turned to her to be like, "Well, that was nice of you to apologize."
Which indicated to me that apology and all wasn't even genuine, if we go in by facial expressions.
Well, that's just her natural face, I feel like her face, she's always had that resting bitch face right through.
Yeah, but she knows how to smile. She does smile. She smiled a lot when she was talking about her child and whatnot. But to me, the things that she said, it shouldn't have that resting bitch face emotion. I don't know if I watching it wrong.
I understand what you're saying.
You understand? Okay. So I don't think her apology was genuine anyway. From the jump. I don't think so. But yeah. Did we miss anybody?
Yeah, Eden
Tabby.
and what's her name?
Right.
What's white girl name?
If I'm being honest with you, I skipped their talk.
Yeah, well, didn't have anything to talk about. He has a job.
I saw that.
And I guess they're doing well. I don't think they set a time frame to when they want to get married. They want to put things in place first, which is fine. And yeah, that's about it.
That's about
Very
it.
boring and normal.
That's about it. Yeah. I mean, boring is nice. Boring is nice.
Boring is good.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
No drama.
No drama like that. And that's fine. As well. But yeah. But that's my synopsis. I'm not buying Scissor and Lindley, and I'm not buying the act, because to me it was an act. I'm happy label.
I wonder if he regretting like not going with.
I think
Tabby.
he liked Tabby.
Yeah,
I think he really did like Tabby.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed
seeing them
together.
Me too.
And like when both of them spoke, they both said the same thing. It was easy. It was effortless. So. Oof.
So, but out of everybody, I really, really enjoyed seeing Genesis and his group. Yeah. That's about it.
Yeah, she's got a good one.
Yep, she does. She does. She reminds me of someone, but I don't know who. I don't know who.
Yeah, I don't know who either.
She reminds you of someone.
No.
Oh. Anyway, guys, we will catch y'all next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye, y'all.